Hey guys, and welcome back to another What I Eat in a Day on Weight Watchers Blue Plan. So good morning guys. Thanks for clicking on my video. Welcome if you're brand new, and welcome back if you are a returning subscriber. If you're brand new and you're just finding this, my name's Olivia and I'm on a Weight Watchers Blue Plan. I get 24 points in a day. I want to share with you more foods and things like that that I really enjoy on my day-to-day and things that I've loved throughout the journey. So I would love it if you wanted to stick around and hit the red subscribe button down below and give this video a thumbs up. But we are going to jump into breakfast right away. It's actually a little bit later than normal. I have been on work meetings, calls this morning, so I have not even had time to have a coffee, make breakfast, so I am hungry. I'm gonna go ahead and make my hot coffee this morning. I feel like that today, and so I'm gonna go ahead and make that with my collagen powder, and then I'm also going to have oatmeal. So I love maple and brown sugar oatmeal the most, and I've tried to do other ones like the less sugar ones, but I just love the maple and brown sugar oatmeal. I'll show you which one I use, and it's 6 points I believe for the packet, but I find them really filling, so I'm excited for that. And yeah, let's get into it. And then in my hot coffee, I always put this scoop of the Vital Proteins. This is the collagen powder. It's 0 points, it's unflavored. I've actually used a pretty good amount of this. So I just go ahead with 1 scoop of the powder into my coffee, and that dissolves. And then I go ahead and I add in 1 teaspoon of sugar. Like that. And then I like to go in with the 10% coffee cream, and I'll do 2 tablespoons of this. Sorry if the coffee machine's a little bit loud still. Okay. Coffee is done, so let's get going on the oatmeal. Okay, so breakfast is done. So my oatmeal is in here, and it's just kind of like, it ends up thickening right up, and I don't like it super thick. So that is 6 points for that breakfast. And my coffee is 3 points. So altogether this is a 9-point breakfast, but it's so filling, and this is gonna keep me going all morning. Sometimes I like kind of a warm and filling breakfast like this, and this will be one of my go-tos. I'm going to go ahead and get back to work. I have lots to do, and I will see you guys back here for lunch. Oh, one other thing is I'm about to fill up my water for the day, so I'm going to fill up my first one, and hopefully I can get through a few of those today, but I will keep you updated as well on how the water goes. That's always a big goal for me. So I will see you guys here again at lunch. Hey guys, okay, so it's lunchtime. I'm pretty hungry. I'm ready to make something to eat, but I'm pretty low on ingredients that I have either in my fridge or that I have in my cupboard, and sometimes that's what happens, right? You kind of use up all the things that you have until your next grocery shop, and especially right now I'm trying to limit trips and things like that to the grocery store. So I'm going to use what I have on hand just to kind of create like a bit of a creative little salad. So things that I have on hand right now are, I have this sweet kale superfood salad, and I love this. It just looks like this. It's really crunchy. I think it's delicious. Now for a cup of this, That's including a little bit of the dressing. This is 5 points, but if you were to forego the dressing, it wouldn't be any points. Like, I would not track that as any points. It's just shredded greens essentially. So I will count it as 5 because I am going to have a little bit of that dressing just so I can account for it. And then I'm also going to have, I have some fat-free turkey that I got from the deli. This will be 0 points for the amount that I'm going to have. So that's perfect, and I need to use it up. So we'll have that, and then I'm also going to have 1, maybe 2 hard-boiled eggs. So I tend to have hard-boiled eggs in the fridge each week, either for snacks or for lunch, for toppings, for salad. They're perfect for that. The other thing I'm going to have is just one of these little roasted red peppers. So if I were to have what the serving size is, which is a ½ cup worth, it would technically be like a point, but I'm not going to have that amount, so it's just going to be 0 points. And then just for a little added crunch on top, I will do some green onion because, again, I have it on hand and I want to use it in the salad. So that's going to be it. Very quick, easy lunch. And I just wanted to share something that, you know, when I'm down to kind of low ingredients in the fridge, what do I come up with, and try and stay cautious about my points. So I'm gonna go ahead and get assembling this. Okay, so that is the amount of sort of greens that I'm gonna have in this, and then I'm also going to just kind of have a palm full of the seeds as well. And then on top, we're going to go ahead with, I have 1 hard-boiled egg, and I am going to go ahead with the second as well and just kind of put that on there. Then, of course, we're going to have a good kind of sprinkling of the green onion on top, and some of that red pepper as well. And there we have lunch, guys. It's super easy, really simple, and I'm definitely getting a good amount of protein between the eggs and some of that fat-free turkey. It's gonna be such a yummy salad. I cannot wait to dig in. So good, I can't wait to honestly dig into this. A little bit of egg. I did add some pepper onto the egg as well, just so you guys know. Let's try it. I love these salads so much, especially kind of as the base. Like if you have other ingredients that you love to add into your salads, these are awesome just because they come pre-bagged, super easy, and then you can go ahead and add whatever other toppings you want. Like I added the roasted red pepper, the green onion, and then my protein with it. It's just an easy go-to. And it's something really easy for work too if you're taking it to go. So love that. The other thing I'm going to refill is my water. I did finish almost all of this from the morning. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill up another one, and I'm gonna go and enjoy my lunch. So I definitely will want a snack in a little bit, probably another coffee. So I will see you guys in a little bit for a snack. Hey guys, okay, so it is snack time. It is later in the day. I have had a very busy work day, so I haven't really been able to grab a snack. I am going to have an apple as well, so I'm gonna have this. I'm not gonna cut it up. I'm just gonna eat it as is. And then the other thing I'm going to have is I'm gonna have some of my Starbucks iced coffee. So this is just the blonde roast as per usual, and I'm gonna add in my coffee mate, the double double, and I'll show you how I do that if you haven't seen it. So I'm keeping it really low point for my snack because I want my points for dinner. It was kind of a heavier point breakfast, and I want to use my points for dinner. So I'm gonna go ahead and put together my iced coffee and my water, and I'll just show you how I do that. Okay, so here is my coffee. I've been really enjoying this lately. I only do 1 tablespoon, as always, of the coffee mate, and it's really delicious. And then, of course, I have another one of my ice waters. So this is number 3 today. So hopefully we can get a few more in of those in the day as well. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I know this is not that exciting, but dinner's gonna be really delicious. So we have my apple, my iced coffee, my water, and I'm gonna go get back to work. All right, so it is dinner time and I got changed. I got dressed up for you guys. If you watched one of my previous fashion videos, I talked about this little denim jumpsuit and I was on the fence about keeping it, and you all sold me because you were like, no, keep the jumpsuit. So I kept it and I really like it. So I figured I'll utilize it in a video, and here we are. We are going to be making one of our absolute favorites. It's one of the meals that we kind of really have a lot, and I've had a lot over the WW journey, or the Weight Watchers journey, which is also one that I was surprised about, that I definitely thought would be higher in points, and it's not. We are making pork tenderloin. So pork tenderloin, if you get the lean pork tenderloin, it's actually pretty low in points. So I will put the points on the screen for the amount that I end up having, usually around 4 ounces-ish, and I think that's around 3 points, which is not bad. So we will be having that, and I will also be in the pan with the pork tenderloin. I'm gonna be roasting up some carrots, which of course will be 0 points. I'll also be heating up some canned corn. Might be a little bit higher in points, but we are going to have some mashed potatoes with it. So this is a 5-pound bag of russet potatoes, and I will probably be using about 3 pounds worth. And then we might have leftovers that we can keep in the fridge. It will be a little bit higher points this whole meal, and this whole day is actually a little bit higher point day for me because I went higher in my breakfast and sort of thing. So, and we are also going to be having a little pork gravy sachet, a little packet, and that will be about a point-ish for the gravy. So I have my oven preheated to 350, and usually it'll take between 45 minutes to an hour, closer to the hour point for pork tenderloin at that temperature. Sometimes people I know cook it at 450 and it's lower, but I like to do it a little bit lower and slower, and that way the carrots are cooked through and all of that kind of stuff as well. Let's get going on dinner tonight. I'm really excited. It's gonna be super delicious and perfect meal for tonight. So let's get cooking. Okay, so for the seasoning of the pork tenderloin, this is kind of my little mixture. So I've got some, usually I would like rosemary, but I'm out. So we're gonna go ahead with some thyme. We are going to include some garlic powder, some onion powder, some freshly ground black pepper, and some salt. So I will mix that all around, and then I'm gonna coat that all over the pork tenderloin. Okay, so here is the tenderloin and all of the carrots, and they're gonna go into the oven for about 45 minutes, but I will check the carrots and things like that as well, just to kind of move them around. But yeah, we're gonna get this into the oven. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, but I have the potatoes I peeled, I diced them, and so they're all the same size. It's cold water, and they're gonna go on to boil in a little bit. What I use is I use a recipe from Emily Bites. I'll try and link that down below so you guys can see the one that I used. It ends up being pretty good for points. I use a 0% milk. I also use a the light Basil, so it ends up being a little bit higher than her points, but that's what I was able to find. And then I also obviously include for seasoning, I do salt, pepper, and I do include a little tiny bit of garlic powder just for added flavor, and it ends up being really delicious. So I'm gonna get these on the stove, get them ready to start boiling, and then we also have to get the veggies like the corn, of course the gravy as well, and we're in pretty good shape so far. So let's get going on the potatoes. I kept a couple carrots on the side for me to snack on. Anyone else do that? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start making up the gravy. So this again is just that pork gravy, and it's really, really easy to cook. It is not the best gravy, but it'll work in a pinch, and we're not looking for anything super fancy, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make this up. You just add 1 cup of water to this and you bring it to a boil, just stirring it, and it's really easy. So we're just going to go ahead and add the packet into my little saucepan here. I'm just going to go ahead and just pour in water, and I will just give that a little whisk together and just start getting it boiled on the stove. Okay, so we are mashing the potatoes. I have 3/4 of a cup of this skim milk. So I'm just going to pour that over top of the potatoes, and I'm going to go in with the butter. And then of course we are going in with some salt, so just to season. And then I'm gonna go in with black pepper as well. And then half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Okay, so I will of course put the points that I've used for the mashed potatoes, but 1 serving ends up being about, it's 4 to 5 points. And I did add an extra, so I used a full cup of the 0% milk, and then I ended up using an extra tablespoon worth of the butter. And they're not bad. I mean, they're not like, if you're used to like, I don't know, cream in your potatoes and regular butter and all that kind of stuff, they are a little bit different than that. They're not like the full fat mashed potatoes, but they are a great alternative, and if you season them well, they end up turning out really well. So they're gonna be ready, and also the pork just came out of the oven. Everything looks so good, and I'll just show you. Okay, so there is the pork tenderloin coming out of the oven, and the carrots. We've got the gravy over there, and then of course the corn. And so I'm gonna go ahead and plate everything up. So just weighing out the pork tenderloin, that's 4 ounces right there. So that'll be perfect. Okay, so dinner is all done. Everything is plated up, and I'm super excited to try it. The pork actually is extremely tender. Really, it's the perfect amount of time to cook it. I really like doing it kind of low and slow like that. So I'm gonna get a little bite of meat and potato. That is so good. That is so delicious. The meat is really tender and not dried out at all. So honestly, if you are cooking it, I really would suggest doing it at 350, 45 minutes to an hour, depending on the size of your tenderloin. But around the 55-minute mark is kind of the sweet spot that I find. It's cooked thoroughly and it's still really juicy. So super yummy. Potatoes are really good too, and then of course the veggies. So, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and enjoy dinner, and then I will meet you back here for some dessert, even though I don't think I'm gonna be that hungry, but we will have a little something for dessert. Dinner was so delicious and really filling actually, so I'm not even that hungry, but who am I kidding? I am gonna have a little bit of something sweet. So I'm gonna be having some yogurt and grapes. So this is definitely one of my, even just my favorite little all-time go-tos. And I'm gonna have this Activia 0% vanilla yogurt. Hopefully that focuses. And then I'm also going to top it with some grapes. Okay, so I have my scale on, and I zero it out on grams with the bowl on top, and it's just really easy just to kind of add it in. You actually get quite a bit. I just do one around 150. Let's just see what that is. I'm actually gonna go ahead with that. It's around 155 grams, but that'll be enough for me. And then I just rinsed off some grapes, some red grapes. I like red more than green. And then I'm just going to kind of put them on top. The crunchier the grape, the better. Super yum. Okay, so that is going to be my dessert today. So we have the yogurt, we have 155 grams of that, which is 3 points, and then we have the red grapes. You can have up to 175 grams for 3 points, but this is enough for me, and I'm gonna really enjoy that. It's a really good combination with the red grapes and the vanilla yogurt. super good. But I guess that is gonna cap off my day today. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're just finding me, I would love it if you wanted to stick around. I post new videos every week, and if you wanted to hit the red subscribe button down below, that would mean the world to me. And of course, if you haven't already, please remember to give this video a thumbs up. It really supports my content and just kind of shares me out in the YouTube world. And of course, you can always find me over on Instagram. I'm at OliviaFredaCurves over there as well. One other thing I always like to just mention is, especially if you're just finding me on this video, is this isn't how I track every single day. I use my weeklies, I will go over points, things like that, but on a tracking day, this might be what it would look like. So I try to stay within my points most days, but I absolutely go outside of them on certain days depending on how I'm feeling. So just always want to make sure that I'm real with you and let you know that I'm not always the best at tracking. I try my best, but that's the point of this for me, is just creating a healthy lifestyle, a balanced lifestyle. So however I find that is how I find it. So I do try and, you know, like I mentioned, stay on points a lot of the week, but if I go over, I go over. And it's super important that we don't put so much pressure on ourselves, especially, it doesn't matter where you are in your journey, just, you know, do what feels right. It will come naturally, and you know, you won't feel stressed, and you won't feel like you want to rebel against something that isn't meant to be, you know, full of pressure. So I hope you guys are doing well, and thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it. And I guess I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.